A very good evening to you. Thank you for staying with TV3. This is News at 10. It is live from our studio here at Desanwe in Accra. I am Martin Esedudate. Coming up tonight, host of Onua Marching Morning Show on Onua TV and Onua FM, released by the Nima Divisional Police after he was earlier today detained at that station. We have details of a statement on that development for you shortly. Also coming up, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, has raised concerns about the mandatory vaccination order given by the Health Minister to public sector workers. We'll share with you what exactly their concerns are. Before we get into the details of these stories, here are highlights of today's big stories.
News at 10 Headlines is brought to you by Deluxe Superfix Tile Cement.
Senior members of parliament are seeking to broker peace over the deadlock in the approval of a 2022 budget statement. Over 4 meetings have so far been commissioned with no end in sight to the cracks as consideration of the estimates and appropriations hang in the balance. The House has adjourned to Tuesday as no agreement has been reached. The minority in Parliament is pushing for the reduction of the e-levy from 1.75% to 1%. Minority leader Haruna Idrisu, who made this known at the launch of a 10th anniversary of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunication, noted a proposal had also been made to shore up the threshold from 100 cedis to 300 cedis.
We have said that start off at 1% and not 1.7%. I had also argued that the minimum threshold of 100 be adjusted initially. If you said I was an irresponsible minority, I said 500 Ghana. I've come down to 300 Ghana to begin with as the threshold in order to be able to reach out.
The National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, has cautioned against the mandatory vaccination of sections of the working public. NAGRAT's President Eric Angel Kabonu tells TV3 the mandatory vaccination could be chaotic and could rather spread the infection if more centers are not designated.
So the vaccination itself is not 100% foolproof. So I'm saying that, yes, let us try and make it a national agenda to get as many Ghanaians vaccinated as possible. But let us use education than force.
All right, so those are highlights of stories making rounds in Ghana, and topical among them would be the earlier arrest and detention of the member of a staff of Media General Captain Smart, popularly known in the media circle. So we're going to give you the very latest regarding that arrest, which is that he has been released, and we get to go through a statement that was released earlier today by Media General Management of Onua TV and Onua FM, and it goes to say that at about 11 a.m. earlier today, Smart, that is Captain Smart, received officers from the National Investigations Bureau in his home who invited him to their office, to which he obliged. He was subsequently taken to the Nima police station in Accra for interrogation. At the Nima police station, Captain Smart was cautioned on the offence of offensive conduct conducive of breaches of the peace as provided under Section 207 of the Criminal Act 1960, Act 29. He provided a caution statement and then was granted bail. According to the police, the arrest of Captain Smart was due to some unsavory pronouncements he was alleged to have made that, according to the police, hinged on the peace and security of the country. However, Media General believes that the statement made by Captain Smart should not be one that should be interpreted in the manner that the police did, and also to add that we are increasingly concerned about the new trend of arrest of journalists and media practitioners. This recent trend of picking journalists has affected journalists who work with Media General, who are simply doing their work and, like every other Ghanaian, should be protected by the Constitution. Today's arrest and detention of Captain Smart is by no means an isolated incident, but just one more egregious example of the intolerance increasingly creeping into the Ghanaian society. We are convinced that a careful review of the entire statement made by Captain Smart would reveal that it did not amount to threats to the peace or stability of the country as claimed by the Ghana Police. The Media General Group would like to urge the Ghana Police Service and the IGP to exercise restraint in their dealings with journalists legitimately doing their work and dismiss these broad charges so that press freedom would be protected. We at Media General shall continue to preach and exercise responsible journalism. However, we would continue to empower our journalists and broadcasters to be fearless, honest and forthright in their professional outlook always. So that's a statement that was released moments ago by Media General. They and their lawyers earlier today went to the police station at Nima and worked out the release on bail of Captain Smart, who was earlier today invited and subsequently detained at the Nima police station. So if you go to 3news.com, which is our website, you get details of the statement and, hopefully subsequently we'll get into further discussions on this and how it is affecting the work of journalists and press freedom in Ghana. Let's shift our attention to some other stories tonight. The National Association of Graduate Teachers has cautioned against the mandatory vaccination of sections of the working public. NAGRAT President Eric Angel Kabonu tells TV3 that the mandatory vaccination could be chaotic and could rather spread the infection if more centers are not designated.
We've had people who have died after it is proven that they have been vaccinated. So the vaccination itself is not 100% foolproof. So I'm saying that, yes, let us try and make it a national agenda to get as many Ghanaians vaccinated as possible. But let us use education than force. The vaccination points will have to be there for people to opt to go. But when you say, oh, we are going to get people vaccinated from the 14th of December to the 20th of December, you are talking about the massing of the crowd. And at most times, it brings about chaotic scenes, which we could have avoided. Going forward, I will admonish Ghanaians, workers, students, to get themselves vaccinated. The COVID-19 is real. And vaccination is being shown to be one of the ways of reducing the possible risk of getting contracted with the disease. So I will advise people to get vaccinated, but I don't think the use of coercive force is the way to go.
And some disturbing news about the new variant of the coronavirus, which is spreading across the world. So the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research has announced the detection of 34 imported cases of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. The institute, in a tweet, noted that the 34 cases were among some 120 samples collected from travelers returning to Ghana from 3 countries between November 21 and 25. It came hours after the Ghana Health Service reported the country's first 2 cases of the new variant. The World Health Organization has warned that Omicron poses a higher infection risk. Now, still on issues regarding the COVID and vaccinations, about 20% of staff of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Accra have not been vaccinated against the coronavirus because they fear to take the jab. The Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Opoku Ware Ampoma, who gave the hint, however, assured the Ghana Health Service that the directive to have all health staff vaccinated would be met. He spoke exclusively to TV3.
Will be guided by Ministry of Health Policy, but in-house what we are doing is that the Public Health Department is monitoring closely which staff have been vaccinated, which staff are not, so that for those who are not vaccinated, they are being cancelled so that they can come in for the vaccination. So at the moment, in excess of 80% of our staff have been vaccinated. Now, we have vaccines available, and so for some of our staff, it's not a question of lack of vaccines. Some people are vaccine skeptics. But what we are trying to do is to encourage everybody. We don't want to have to force everybody to vaccinate. We think that we also believe in freedom of choice, and we also believe in also keeping the patients, our staff safe. So some of them had concerns with some of the types of vaccines, but now we have the different types of vaccines available. The Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, all those ones are available as we speak.
Meanwhile, a new unit secured by the hospital is expected to ease pressure at the renal center and provide respite for kidney patients. The board chairman, Dr. David Nkansa Dwamina, said management will provide the necessary assistance for kidney patients. Close to 200 and 250 kidney patients are on treatment.
Kolebu Teaching Hospital, in performing its core function of providing health care, is also deeply concerned about the ability of patients to afford the care. Discussions are going on between the hospital and the NHIS for the latter to consider extending the scheme to chronic kidney disease.
This is still news at 10 on TV3. Our lead story for this evening is that Captain Smart was earlier invited and detained by the Ghana police has been released after management of Media General and their lawyers managed to secure the release. Details of that is on our website, and details of many more stories we have for you after this break. Stay with us.
What do you get when you mix extracts of African herbs and fruits with alcohol? You get Origin Bitters, 100% natural African herbs and fruits. Origin Bitters, original taste, original bitters. Also available in ready to drink. A blend of herbs, fruits and alcohol with no artificial sweeteners. I'm going to interview Zuzum right here in my house. Hey!
Look up there. Why are you using inferior pen?
It was a mistake. I no check.
Acrobat, I'm going to knock you out.
I know, sir.
You deserve quality.
Don't make mistakes. Stop.
You did the right thing.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any painting be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion.
Place a bet, search on the web, or get the app. OneXBet Bookmaker Company.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years. Gambling can be addictive.
Welcome back to News at 10 on TV3. Senior members of parliament are seeking to broker peace over the deadlock in the approval of the 2022 budget statement. Over 4 meetings have so far been commissioned with no end in sight. The crux of as considerations of the estimates and appropriations hung in the balance. The House has adjourned to Tuesday as no agreement was reached. Here's a report by Komla Kluche.
Parliament has not witnessed such persistent divisions in recent times with respect to what has transpired with the budget. This division of both sides of the House has lasted for more than a week, with each side sticking to their guns.
Whatever decision was taken, to quote you, is null and void. You don't need to be a lawyer to understand this. You need to have common sense.
Well, the divisions have deepened such that the minority have avowed that it will not recognize the position of the First Deputy Speaker of Parliament with respect to what transpired in the House on Wednesday.
Yeah, Take it away. He's not a speaker. He's not a speaker anymore. What is this? He said he is not a speaker. We hear a speaker. We are waiting. You are not a speaker. Don't preside. You shouldn't preside. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
But the majority has stated strongly that what it did with respect to the approval of the budget on Tuesday is legal and further constitutional to deepen the democracy of the country and also give the government the opportunity to advance the projects that it has to do for the country. You are going for the meeting, so then it's very, very true. You are confident they'll be able to get the issue resolved. You are confident. You are very confident that these individuals who are senior members of the House will get the issue
senior members of
resolved.
the House. Yeah, there are some big boys in here, so don't worry. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Yeah, we'll try and do our best. Yeah.
But as the senior members of the House go into a mediation of the two sides to find a common solution, will that solution come in handy and early enough to ensure the government gets back on track to be able to get the estimates and appropriations approved by the House for implementation for the 2022 fiscal year?
As to how the House should conduct itself going into the future, we can discuss that later.
That remains $1 million question as both sides are still sticking to their guns. Komala Kluchen, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
We are staying on issues regarding Parliament. The minority in Parliament is pushing for the reduction of the e-levy from 1.75% to 1%. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu, who made this known at the launch of the 10th anniversary of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications, noted a proposal had also been made to shore up the threshold from 100 cedis to 300 cedis.
The proposed taxation of mobile money transfers by government continues to rage on. Majority of stakeholders are calling for a downward review of the 1.75% charge. The minority leader and former communications minister, Haruna Idrisu, said although the initial stance of the minority in parliament was to scrap the e-levy, a compromise has been reached.
Those of you who hear that Haruna and Co are against it, no, we have said that start off at 1% and not 1.7%. I would also argue that the minimum threshold of 100 be adjusted initially. If you said I was an irresponsible minority, I said 500 Ghana. I've come down to 300 Ghana to begin with as the threshold in order to be able to reach out. So that is where we are.
CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Telecommunications Chamber, Dr. Ken Ashigbe, proposed the exclusion of merchants from the charges.
All merchants, people who are outside of the tax net. So your mason, your welder who does some work for you, the dressmaker, when you pay them, they don't pay any taxes. It will be good to compel them to come or incentivize them to come into the merchant ecosystem. Then it gives government a lot more visibility of revenues that these people are making. And then so at the end of the year, if they then file their expenditures, then you can knock off and get their profits. And then corporate income taxes then can be charged. So then we can get a lot more people into the tax net.
For TV3 News, Lodi Duasari, Accra.
The Accra Regional Police Command says it is mapping out crime hotspots to deal with criminal incidents before, during and after the Yuletide. Accra Regional Police Commander DCOP Seidu Idi at a media briefing said annual leave of personnel have been curtailed to enable the service have enough men to protect the citizenry.
The whole police system is being overhauled to undertake a vigorous exercise. So apart from, we prevent crime. Yes, so there will be a lot of patrols, foot patrols, vehicle patrols, motorbike patrols, mobile, all will be employed by us. Then in addition, the various CID offices will also put up their availability. That is why even as at now, leave is suspended, apart from an emergency cases, so that we'll have the number of personnel needed to undertake investigation speedily. so that we can proceed to court as and when cases do come. That is why when you are in town, you see most strategic intersections, we have officers manning those places. It's part of the efforts to show police presence and to deter a criminal who want to take undue advantage of citizens. We are analyzing particularly, we look at the crime trends, where they are occurring, at what times. We are analyzing that, and it will inform our patrols. It will inform our patrols. It will inform every activity that we're going to put in place for the Christmas season.
Still on security, the police administration has hinted of a nationwide operation to destroy and hunt for growers of marijuana. The service says investigations have revealed that large farms of the hard drug is dotted all over the country. Accra Regional Police Commander DCOP Seydou Idi revealed this to the media after the police arrested a syndicate with 278 parcels of dry leaves suspected to be Indian hemp.
The Regional Police Command gathered intelligence to the effect that an Indian hemp distributor had taken delivery of a consignment and was about to distribute same to his clients. Surveillance was immediately mounted on his movements, and suspect was arrested at his hideout at Ablikuma Paradise, a suburb in Accra. Henry Potofi is currently in police custody and assisting with investigations. Suspect will be arraigned before court today. Meanwhile, the 278 compressed parcels will be taken to the police forensics lab for examination. Within a period of 3 months, this brings to total 621 compressed parcels that the Regional Police Command has arrested. We want to inform or warn our farmers who are indulging in the cultivation of marijuana to utilize government programs in agriculture to grow foodstuffs to feed Ghanaians instead of growing marijuana, which destroy our society. They should note that our next level of fighting crime will be to move to them, not only the distributors.
A very interesting advice coming from the police service that they will now go to the weed farms to arrest the farmers. This is News at 10 on TV3. Stay with us. We have more to come.
Boss, me pacho phone shop be a makubia. The boy, deep. Sir. Boss. Okay. Good day, Jamari. Minimum me.
I am grow. Say yes, it's a whooping phone, papa, and a again in Adia. I just a Franco Trading Enterprise. Phone Bia, also be a whooping Bia. This a Franco Trading Enterprise. Maybe I am also any phone on one or two. Also phones and an academia. So we will be a wood to a cotton. What's also about a credit and Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise. Phone papa Fienia.
What do you get when you mix extracts of African herbs and fruits with alcohol? You get Origin Bitters, 100% natural African herbs and fruits. Origin Bitters, original taste, original bitters. Also available in ready to drink. A blend of herbs, fruits and alcohol with no artificial sweeteners.
Welcome back to News at 10 on TV3. The Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, that's the DVLA, has directed prospective vehicle registrants for 2022 to desist from engaging individuals purported to be operating as staff of the authority. Deputy Chief Executive Officer Prince Opoku Edusei tells TV3 measures have been instituted to ensure speedy registration.
Sometimes we have given some clear directions, but people will still prefer to wait and until the last minute. But whichever the case may be, it is not so much to reduce the overcrowding at our offices, but it is more to do with the convenience for the client. So we would have a very good queuing system available and would also ensure that people go through the process without stress. I can say for a fact that for our heavy registration centers such as Accra, Tema, and a few other places, there are no more single-digit numbers available. People apply way in advance. We call them special numbers. So you apply in advance and we reserve the number for you. As far back as August, people had already put in applications for specific numbers to be reserved. The phenomenon of Goro boys is still with us. We have done a lot to reduce the effect of their operations, but we still have them around. The customers, we still want to use third party to register vehicles instead of coming ourselves. It is better you come and have your vehicle registered yourself than to entrust such documents into somebody's hands. You may never know the kind of registration they will do and the plates they will bring to you. It may not be plates issued by DVLA.
The All Teachers Alliance Ghana has raised concerns on how the Ghana Education Service has authorized deductions of laptop fees from November, even as the court is yet to give a ruling on the issue. They say everything points to the fact that stakeholder consultations were not done in procuring laptops for teachers, as questions raised concerning the quality of the laptops and sourcing are yet to be answered by the Ghana Education Service and the Ministry of Education.
Enough stakeholders meetings or consultation were not done prior to the procuring of these laptops. Now, the worrying situation here is that certain questions surrounding the sole sourcing procurement, as well as the quality of these laptops, are yet to be fully answered by GES and Ministry of Education. A lot of teachers in this country are not happy. They are very much disappointed in this development, and they have raised genuine concerns about how our employer has authorized the deduction of laptops fee from the November's professional development allowance for teachers. The majority of these teachers are yet to receive the laptops, yet they have gone ahead to deduct their monies while they have not received these laptops. It is very important to let the public know that the per contract that is at stake, that has been entered in by GES, the three other teacher unions, and a company called KA Technology Ghana Limited, many things stand questionable in a manner that is unsatisfactory to the dignity and welfare of teachers in this country. We in the All Teachers Alliance Ghana do not think membership of these three unions is a guarantee to doing the right thing or serving the best interests of these years in this country. The Labour Act, Section 69, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are clear enough when it comes to deduction of some of these remunerations from employees. So we therefore caution whoever is in hurry to force these unpopular laptops on teachers to treat cautiously.
Still news at 10. Let's find out what's happening elsewhere on the international front. And the new coronavirus variant, Omicron, has now become dominant in South Africa and is driving a sharp increase in new infections, health officials have said. Some 11,500 new cases of COVID infections were registered in the latest daily figures. That is a sharp rise on the 8,500 cases confirmed the previous day. By contrast, daily infections were averaging between 200 and 300 in mid-November, a top South African scientist told the BBC. Omicron has now been detected in at least 24 countries, including Ghana, around the world, according to the World Health Organization. And that's how we bring the bulletin to a close. Thank you very much for spending your 30 minutes with us. Go to 3news.com for an update of all the big stories in Ghana and around the world. Do have a good evening, and as always, stay positive. Tomorrow is Farmers' Day. We want to say kudos to all our farmers. We thank you for continually feeding us. Have a good evening. Bye for now.
On the lake. This Christmas, experience the 3FM all-white party on the lake. Yes, this time it's the float edition with great experience whilst we cruise on the Dottie Princess and party hard happening on Boxing Day, 26th December, amidst super exciting activities such as beach soccer, live band, pool party, swimming, jet ski, bonfire, and drink ups. It's an all-night fun party from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Rate a cool 350 Ghana cedis for singles and 600 Ghana cedis for double. Man, that's so cool for so much fun. A little party never killed anyone. Join us in your all-white attire. Life is a party, dress like it. The all-white party is brought to you by 3FM, Volta Hotel, and Dottie World.
For reservation, please call 0546 063 747 or 0558 167 221. Sponsored by Johanni Auto Cooling Center.
All-white party on the lake.
Second Brunya, a balance Sibio, a Japanese the D-ball, Ezibida, or your rough, Damana action obey. Second Brunya, connect FM Brunya, Chaza, yes, Roma, second deep. 1 week, and the Yazis was a display was for one and some, but no sub, when you were my son's